back to the Shake the Room show where we give the real ones their flowers and we do it for the culture. Y'all already know who I am. It's your boy Akeem. And I got the new team with us.
Yeah,
What's up? What up?
Well, and for y'all know it's me, IG Lee, but for the people and the guests that don't know, go ahead and introduce yourself, ladies.
I'll start. My name is Kimani. I'm excited to be here with you guys. I am a serial entrepreneur, faith-based. I sell health insurance as well as have a faith-based platform, Dropping Emerald Gems, where I just encourage young women to follow their dreams, stay strong in faith, and that's what I do.
And a new co-host.
Hi guys, I am Miss Shalay, and I have a podcast called The Reach Podcast, and I'm also a high school teacher.
Hey.
You a high school teacher?
Yeah,
I ain't gonna get you to talk about it, but how is it dealing with them
I
kids?
hate it.
Hold on,
Oh, what? You know,
first,
back in the day, we had old
old teachers. I wasn't
Yeah,
go ahead, bro.
yeah,
My
70s.
teacher literally wore a muumuu all the
Yeah.
time. She had like
Yeah, it's
Old
bad.
teachers,
These
bro.
kids now.
Oh yeah, they are definitely.
that's crazy.
What
Look,
grade?
our grandma say, "Bless your heart." So
Right.
bless your heart.
What grade?
I'm high school 9th through 12.
Ooh.
She gets
So
smoked
I definitely
every day, every
roses
day.
I get candy. I get notes.
That's
I get-
crazy.
You know, this is funny real quick. But we had this teacher called Miss Lenhard.
What was her name?
Miss Lenhard.
Uh-huh.
So you I'm sorry, this is bad disrespectful, but I used to raise my hand. I'm like, yo, Miss, I'm hard.
Oh, you stupid.
All the time.
You
She
stupid.
was the only young teacher we had. Everybody else was old.
I never had a young teacher. I had one teacher that she just had a nice shape, Miss Pfeiffer. I'll never forget her. Actually,
Oh, speaking of teachers, we did have this one young teacher. She was a gym coach, and she slept with the baseball team.
it wasn't always something like that going
Yo.
on. We had a administrator.
So she slept with the base. Damn, we off.
We all subject. I'm sorry.
Sure, right?
Jail.
Now we about to talk about God is crazy. But she slept with the baseball team, and I remember they locked the team, like probably like 5 or 6 of them. So I remember they locked her up in gym class. So we was in gym class, and then like I went in the hallway. I was like, "Yo, Miss,
That's wild.
what happened to the basketball team?" And then that was it.
That is sad.
That's wild.
That was my last send off. I'm like, damn, the baseball team, niggas is trash.
That's crazy.
That is
But anyway,
It's
as
a
we
different world we live in.
who we sponsored by today, my boy?
Hey man, today's episode is sponsored by Teamwork and Network. If you want to go fast, go alone. If you want to go far, go with a team.
I like that.
You know what I'm saying?
I like that. You just shot from the hip, didn't you?
You did. I like it.
Hey, so today's topic is religion. So we're going to deep dive on religion. So what is y'all thoughts in the climate on what's going on today in the world? And what was y'all religion growing up, matter of fact, before we start anyway?
I grew up Christian. I can't remember a name for it. I just was Christian. Just went
It's like 17 different Christian.
I'll say Baptist.
Okay.
I'll say more so Baptist.
Yeah, I'm gonna say Baptist. I think I went to New Shallow Primitive Baptist Church. Didn't know what it meant. Just that's what.
What about
Well, my experience is probably different from you guys, but I grew up with a real West Indian father, a Rastafarian. So
boop, boop,
if you know anything about that, he believes in it's the same God, but Jah is what we call him.
Mhm.
So I grew up with that background. I didn't necessarily live with my father though, so it was here and there when I was
Mhm.
with him. That's what I was being preached. But my mom was actually atheist, so
So that's a different dynamic.
yeah. That in itself was it's my testimony now, but it was hard because I remember a time where my mom actually like believed in something. Like I remember every night I had to be about like 4 or 5 years old. She would read us prayers every night. Like it was now I lay me down to sleep. I pray
Say what I saw the key.
I knew that, but then out of nowhere, like it stopped, and I had to kind of dig and figure out like what changed. And she just went through
Oh.
traumatic experience, which shifted her faith, and that's hers, right? So I had to eventually seek God and figure out what it was for me that made the most sense. So that was my experience. But I feel like as of right now, with what we're going through, current climate, I think we're living out the revelations. So
Speak on it. I say the same thing. I grew up Christian. So I grew up in the church. My mom's an usher. My grandma, everybody, they heavy in church. I'm talking about. I was going to church since I could remember, but I always be in the back. You know what I'm saying? 'Cause I'm like, yo, why am I going here? You know, regular kid stuff. Like, why you drag me to this? It's mad boring. I used to do the little youth service and stuff like that.
What is it called?
Youth service?
What service?
Youth.
Oh, okay. I heard you say Ute.
My youth. Relax.
shoot.
Anyway, so doing youth service and stuff like that, but I never felt like I fit in
Yeah.
back then when I was a kid. Like I felt like it was so judgmental. You know what I'm saying? Cause like I always been fly, you know what I'm saying? I always had stuff. So like during that time, like those kids were just kind of like, yo, like, why are you here? Like, aren't you like a drug dealer? I'm like, no, my parents just love me. Like,
Yo, that's hilarious.
you know what I'm saying? So like growing up, it's so different now because now I'm seeking God from my own personal reasons and not forced on me.
Exactly.
Because when you were a kid, you don't understand, you
Right,
don't see the
right.
value in it.
And it,
You know what I'm saying? So
older churches definitely weren't kid friendly back in the
Oh,
day. You
absolutely.
come sit down, be quiet, don't stay in a
yeah.
child's place. Don't.
yeah. Wear this big ass suit. You know what I'm saying? Like and just sit here and just be bored and hungry.
Yeah.
I do think the older you get as well, I think that makes you want to get a relationship with God. Like
Absolutely.
when we were kids, it just we were taught to, believe in God in this way,
Mhm.
in this matter or whatever. But once you get older and you start going through things like you guys were talking about earlier, once you go through this, it's like, okay, now I have to have faith on something because
Yeah.
I can't do it alone. You get what I'm
Absolutely.
saying? And I can't just go off of what mom and dad tell me about the
Right.
Bible. I have to seek it for myself because what y'all was telling me, I ended up in this situation.
Right.
So that's how I feel about like God when it comes to.
And I feel like when he even says in the Bible, I can't know the verse verbatim, but those who seek him are a lot of times more favored because
Mhm.
it wasn't something that was pushed on us that we just went with. Because in my experience, I met a lot of kids who grew up in the church and they ain't the most holy or
Oh,
right.
Yo, I'm not gonna lie, the pastor's daughter, it'd be crazy.
That's listen.
That is such a stereotype.
No,
it's not.
It is so real.
It's so real.
I lost my virginity to the pastor's daughter. Listen, I was going with. I was just all happy. High school. I'll never forget. My homeboy was like, she broke up with me, and my homeboy was like, "Why you and Nikki broke up?" I was like, "I don't know. She just broke up with me." The next class he had with her, and I had it alone. He comes running down the hallway. Lee, I was like, "What?" Nikki say she broke up with you because you weren't trying to have sex with her. What? Nikki, let's go. What? Preacher's daughter. I remember she had a Bible. She had a Bible and a cross over her bed. I never forget this because I folded the cross down.
The show, like, now this is a question for you guys. Like, do you think the PK kids or whatever they want to stereotype, do you think that they are more wild because of the standard that they supposed to live up to?
Absolutely,
Yeah,
100%.
yeah.
It's lock and key.
Yep.
So whenever they have a little bit of freedom, they gonna wild out and they're
Yep.
gonna rebel in the best way because they also don't. I'm not gonna speak for all of them because I don't know, but going to youth service, I remember I had a little clip. You know what I'm saying? It was the PK kids. You know what I'm saying? Because they always look at me like, "Oh my God, you could do this. You could do this. Can you show me all this type of stuff?" And it's just like, "Damn, you don't know how to. Are you guys Mormons? Like, you don't know nothing. You know what I mean?" And once they get a little bit of freedom, and because they're not outside, they don't really know how to maneuver like the rest of us.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So they make those early mistakes when it comes to sex and drugs and just doing all that stuff. They fall fast.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Not all, but some.
Yeah, based off what you're saying, like I never like to speak on an all basis,
Right.
whether it's men, women, whatever, right? I'm speaking just off of what I know. I feel like you can't even really blame the kids though, right? You gotta blame the pastors, their parents, because I just feel like when you shelter a kid and you tell them no, 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 that's when they want to rebel. Like I think of it as like when um a kid trips and falls and you immediately run to them and you're
Yeah.
like, it's okay,
Yeah.
it's okay, it's
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
You get a reaction because you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Like daddies look at them and they be like, and they
Yeah.
don't cry and they get up and walk off. Mamas go, oh, they start boohoo
Yeah,
crying.
that's true.
Or instead, like, this is a better example when you have a kid is holding something and you're like, don't drop that. What are they gonna
They
do?
drop it.
They're gonna drop it. Instead, you tell them like, if you drop that, it's gonna break and you won't have it no more.
Mhm.
They're not gonna want to drop it.
Right.
So that's how I relate it into my mind as far as like, instead of saying no, 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 why don't you explain the
Why?
consequences? What's gonna come out of that, right? Because a lot of times we're doing things not knowing what's gonna come out of it. It's just for that satisfaction in that
And
moment.
same thing what you just saying, and the other side looks fun
Mm-hmm.
to them. You know what I'm saying? Because they're looking from their window. It's like watching kids and
Yeah,
just like
yeah.
out the window, like, I wish I could go out there and play.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Is that's what they get. So the moment they get to do something, they're going to go crazy.
Yeah, and I wasn't a PK kid, but I was a Deacon's kid.
Mm.
I didn't do a lot of bad things, but I definitely did some things that I wasn't able to do when I was at home. You get what I'm saying? As soon as I moved out home, I was like, oh, I'm gonna start drinking and
Free,
smoking,
yep,
and I'm free. I
yep.
went to the clubs. You get what I'm saying? But I
But I'm sorry, go ahead, finish up. That's the thing. You said the phrase, I'm free.
Yeah.
So there's something I heard before. You have to give freedom within the framework, right?
Mhm.
Make make the sale bigger than what the person knows, the child knows, or whatever. When you don't give them any room to make errors, then you feel like you're encaged. And that's what you said. As soon as you got old enough, I was free. That's the key word. You have to have some freedom, some leeways to make a child, person, anybody feel like they have room for error.
I would say my mom did a beautiful job of giving me leeway. So it was like, all right, you don't want to go to church? Cool, I'm going to church. You stay here, you go to hell by yourself. That was just how she was. Like, so once I grew up, I had the freedom to, if I was gonna go, I go with her. If I want to leave early and go play ball, I was doing that. I once I learned the route back home,
Yeah.
I was out of there. You know what I mean?
I struggled with religion in church early on because the church that I went to, first of all, I knew all the dirt that was going on. The drummer smoked weed with my mama. this deacon was sleeping with one of the little young girls, got her pregnant. Another, and so
Sheesh.
like legitimately.
What
But then
church you went to?
I ain't gonna say it no more. Stop out. It's not gonna play.
Yes,
But,
peanut in the
but
mouth.
then I come into the church one time and as I'm in high school, I think I got my girlfriend. I had my arm on the pew. And it wasn't even really around her. I just sit with my arm on the pew and she was sitting here. One of the old ladies tapped me and told me like you shouldn't sit like that or something. Then another time I went to my grandma's church, and back in the day I wasn't really into silver, big timers and stuff like that. I was acting like it was platinum. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But I go to church, I got on all these chains. One guy just walked up to me. You shouldn't come here like that. They don't accept you like that. And I'm confused. I'm like, I thought God said come as you are. But you have to remember that there can still be demons inside the church and people like that. But as a child, as a teenager, I'm like, yo, what is this hypocrite?
Calm down, slow
Help
down.
me out, help me out. What is it? Help me out. Yeah. I was like, what is all of this? And I'm like, I don't want to come. Not just because it's boring or whatever, but even at one point, and then I seen something in my early 20s. I tried again, right? I'm like, okay, I was making good money, so I'm tithing heavy, right? Boom, 10% of my check for real, boom, heavy. And then I seen a change in the church. The deacon want to know my name, and so, oh, you've been tithing real heavy. Yeah, we need a name on this. I was like, why are you paying so much attention to me now? It's on one end, it seemed cool, but it's like, so I wasn't worth nothing when I wasn't paying money to y'all. So like I had a lot of stages of where I would try to be in, then I pull back because I'm like, this is weird. But that was one place, that was one church, and that was but I had to do my own walk because I was so confused. I'm like, yo, all of this going on in the church, my family ain't doing right. Grandma always say pray. Mama saying read read Psalms 21 and whatever. I'm like, Mama, y'all out here ain't helping. Something ain't right with the Kool-Aid. So I had to find my own journey, but it's because people will pray, people will say pray, and then they still won't be doing what they need to do.
Right. And
So
you got to understand too, people pray PREY and they do that in the church as well. Like, people think people in the church are perfect and they're not. And more people that's in the church are there because they are battling so much. You get what I'm saying? And a lot of stuff they teach us, they have to find God themselves, but they
Absolutely.
going off of what we were taught at such a young age. So my grandma read now. You could tell her, Grandma, you ever read the book of Enoch? But if it's not in that book in the Bible, she haven't read it. But
Yeah,
Enoch was a prophet.
Mhm.
absolutely.
But it wasn't what they were taught.
Mm.
So we got we come from like the slave mentality to then it gets to our parents and then our parents forcing it on us. But I do think this generation, we are more open to learning differently.
Mhm.
And
Right.
that's the thing I feel with religion. Just learning differently and opening
Yeah.
up differently.
And just to even piggyback off what you said, and that's why I am so grateful, even to my mother still, with her being an atheist, because I never had nothing pushed on me. Like I was given that free will. Like I was given the opportunity to make mistakes, learn from it.
Mm.
Like, and I feel like that's what even makes my walk with Christ so much more important now, is because I sought it, right? Like
Yeah,
it was something that I did my research on. I'm like, oh, like this resonates with me and it's undeniable for me. So my walk with him now is just I'm grateful to the experience that I had, and knowing that everything happens for a reason. He positions us
absolutely.
Exactly.
intentionally, and I was positioned so that when I did come to him, I was 100% ready and ready to commit with my walk
Right.
with Christ.
Yeah, good. Yeah.
The one thing I would say though, especially with times now, it's really getting cool or socially
Mhm.
accepted to have your faith, right? And as someone who's starting my journey as well, um, I had to like find like the cool things to kind of resonate with me. And I'm like, all right, they do be having some new fire songs. People be covering some hip hop stuff. I'm like, all right, I like that. Oh, let me find the trendy Christian clothing brands and stuff like that to find myself while still trying to align myself with God. You know what I'm saying? Let me still be me, but I'm still gonna praise him and do all this things. So
Right.
back in the day, I felt like the way how Christianity was or religion is like you cannot be you. You have to be this.
Yeah.
You have to be perfect. You have to be. No one is perfect. You know what I'm saying? Now we in this generation where it's like, come as you are. You can be tatted. You can wear what you want. You can say what you want. But as long as you're, reading your Bible or doing all these things, you're good.
Yeah, it's funny you said that about tatted, because it was somebody said something to me in church years ago as a child. I got like one tattoo. I got two tattoos, but as a child, they were like, "Oh, your body doesn't belong to you; it belongs to God. It's a vessel. You don't have the right to do stuff to it." So, and you know how the deacons were; they scared the mess out of you. So I'm like, so I think it sunk in, and then over the years, I just didn't get none, and then one day I was like, "Wait, I can do it. What is this mess?" But that's how it
Yeah.
was with me. Like there was a deacon, somebody said that either on stage or something in the church, on the pew or something, and it stuck with me for so long.
But you gotta the way how I look at life now, and I know y'all about to go, is I don't blame them because they're only going from what they learned and what they was
Exactly.
taught. You know what I'm saying? I feel like our generation, I know you a lot younger than us, but we're a little bit more rebellious and we're like, nah, we don't gotta do all that. We can still do this and have the same results or even better.
Yeah.
Back then, before it was like, this is the only thing we know. This would work. We're not trying anything else. If you ain't like this, it's wrong.
See,
And
I-
see, I'm so sorry.
It's
You
okay.
go. You can go.
Well, I was gonna say, I agree to that to an extent, right? And this is just me strengthening my walk with Christ. I've been really trying to be more orthodox.
Mhm.
And I know God does not seek perfection. Like we all know this.
Mhm.
He just seeks our unwavering faith, that we just have faith that does not die. But faith without works is dead, right?
Absolutely.
So that's the walk that I'm in right now, is unlearning some of the things where, like we've all said, like he doesn't ask us to be perfect, but we can't sit here and act like there's not a blueprint
Right.
to seek to get into the kingdom of heaven.
Mm-hmm.
And I think with this new generation where we're portraying like you don't have to be perfect, come as you are. Yes, as much as that is true, but there is a blueprint, and being able to interpret that and understand that he doesn't expect you to be perfect, but he's given us his word for a reason.
Right.
Mhm. Well, that's true. And it depends on how you interpret the word as
Exactly.
well.
Mhm.
Like, I had before I start believing the way I believe, like I'm more so spiritual, but I also was going to like this church where it promoted like a lot of blackness in the Bible. You know what I'm saying? And that was something I wasn't taught as a Christian. Like it's a lot of stuff we were taught like you don't supposed to eat pig. That's what they taught us when I was going to these people church. Like you get
Mhm.
what I'm saying? So I think the Bible is more so about the way you interpret it instead of
Mhm.
the way you get what I'm saying, like the way you go about it day to day.
Yeah,
Like and
I
I
can
mean
see that.
people can feed you how they want to feed you, like you said earlier. Like we can't blame our parents because that's what they were taught.
Mhm.
And if you're not really seeking it, this all you're going to be taught. You get what
Yeah.
I'm saying? And you'll wonder why I'm over here struggling
Yeah.
or why I'm still on assistance and why this dream job is not coming true. It's because you're just going by what you were taught instead of learning who God is for himself.
Mhm.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and it goes back to what we were saying earlier. You know,
Yeah.
you have to have that individual relationship with God yourself and find that. Because even with that being said, as a child, I either I was smarter than my parents or something. Because I used to sit here. I was like, so we have the Bible. This man is reading the Bible. This man is teaching us his interpretation of these words because he can read this passage. Don't say nothing. You read this passage. Don't say nothing. And we can all get different. So I
Yeah.
was like,
Aspects.
what makes this man's perspective so I again struggle. I had a lot of struggle with church because I'm like, there's a lot of flaws. And then when I learned about the Bible being the first thing they let us read as slaves, I was like, wait a minute. No.
But that's the crazy. I remember at the age of 6, and I asked my uncle, who is a pastor, and I love you to death. But I was like, why would they want to give us the Bible and they don't even want us to be on earth with them, but they want
Yeah.
us to be in heaven? That was my question
Yeah,
at 6 years old.
but
I did not understand why
but
we all was under
yeah,
the same religion.
but there's ways to get deceived within,
Yeah, that's all it was.
It's the way you interpret it.
But yeah,
You know what's funny? You talk about like trying to figure things out, right? And I remember I had a point where I'm very curious. So I'm just like, you know what? I do believe in God, you know what I'm saying? And Christianity, that's my religion. However, let me go over here and see these other religions and see what they talking about.
Mhm.
Because I'm so curious on why there are so many different religions and it's so scattered,
Mhm.
right? So I used to come to the realization like, I wonder when it comes to interpretation, that's how they interpret it, right? It's like one God, but they interpret it in different ways because he comes in different ways. So this is now their new religion and language and stuff like that. So I still be thinking about
Mhm.
things of
Yeah.
that nature.
Mhm.
Does that make sense to y'all?
Yeah.
Or-
yeah,
A lot.
yeah.
okay,
Yeah, it's like at the end of the day, like we're all praising one God.
right.
It's just how we interpret it in the word. Like there was a phase before I started my walk with Christ where I consider myself more of a Buddhist than anything.
You know, I
I was
almost,
just
I just
about
figured you would be like a Buddhist. I don't know why. I just knew you were gonna say that. If you're gonna say Buddhist or Muslim, it was one of the two.
Now, Buddhist is really something that resonated for me at the time because as much as I still believe this, but in a different way,
Mhm.
is their interpretation is is within them, but they place it in a man, and that I don't necessarily resonate
But
with
you know what? And
anymore.
I actually went to school for African American studies, so I read a lot about Buddha.
Buddha.
That's his name.
Buddha,
I
yeah.
just want to be clear. But with Buddha, he didn't put the power in him. People did.
Yes.
He
Yeah.
believed strictly in God, and
Mhm.
people used to come to him, and he used to say, "You do what I'm doing." So
Mhm.
people followed him because he went straight to God, and they saw the blessings he was receiving. So then that's what made them want to be like him. So the worship came to him because they saw he was, the
Mhm.
person that God was blessing. But
And go ahead, go
They
ahead.
I'm sorry,
idolized him.
they idolized him, but he always,
Yeah.
he believed strictly in God.
But it goes back to the messenger, right? So like if you go through the Bible, there's so much people that I'm pretty sure we wasn't there that those communities was idolizing
Mhm.
Moses and David and all these type of people because they had a great relationship with God and they was anointed and they got a lot of these things that they can do. So I'm pretty sure to the average person, if I see you part the Red Sea,
Right.
Mhm.
bro, I'm following you
Yeah.
to wherever you go. You know what I'm saying?
Right, but like y'all say, it's nothing wrong with a copycat. You know what I'm saying? Long as
Yeah,
you're
yeah,
copying the right
Right
person, and that's what people were doing.
yeah,
You know
yeah,
what I'm
yeah.
saying? So
You had them?
No, I was gonna say it's so funny, like just bringing it modern for a minute, like you said, part in the Red Sea. That had to be crazy to see it through there,
Yeah.
right? But right now with AI, God could come back and we'd be like,
That ain't
that's
God.
AI.
Yeah, that ain't
God
God.
walking down the street in Tampa, nigga, that's AI.
Nah, that ain't
Get
God.
out of here. Meanwhile, we all going about the business. Oh, that was God.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry, Lord. Like,
You know what's so funny? You say that.
That's hilarious.
You say that because I'm thinking about now, like all the influencers and shit. They're
yeah.
like, so you God, right? Turn that water into wine.
Right.
You see something. You know what I mean?
Oh,
Yeah, come on my podcast.
No, he got God on it. That's crazy.
Not
That's
trying to
wild.
not trying to mock anything, but because of social
Where we are,
media
yeah.
and where we are at,
I really be thinking that. I was like, go ahead, I'm sorry.
Look at that.
If
Sheesh.
God came back, how would he make himself? He'd have to make everything go dark, right? Because it's like if social media was still working and it was just like God decided to show up in somebody's church, nobody would believe it.
You-
Everybody would.
I think
they have a. I'm so sorry. Go ahead. Go
no,
ahead.
go ahead.
No. They have a show on Netflix.
Chosen.
No, Chosen is the one on
Prime.
Prime. They have a show on Netflix where God comes back, or Jesus comes back in this new generation.
What show is this?
I forgot the name of it, but I'm gonna send it to you. I'm gonna send it to y'all so y'all can see it. But it's really dope.
Yeah.
And he goes to DC, he walks on water down there, the whole thing, but it shows social media and like his new version of the disciples, and they like taking selfies with him and putting it on
That's crazy.
Instagram.
Yeah,
Yeah, like
yeah.
it's the real thing. So I'm gonna send it to y'all because there is a Netflix show with that.
See,
So go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, I was just gonna say, like, in a more, spiritual, realistic point, if God was to return, us believers would feel him.
yeah.
Like, it wouldn't
Absolutely.
be a question. We would feel him. His presence, you'd be able to feel.
It's crazy too. We talked about the books, right? And I don't. Have y'all read the Bible?
Not
The
front
whole-
to back. Not
I,
front to
I've
back.
tried.
Yeah.
I be lost.
I got a
I be reading the same sentence.
I got a
like-
Bible for me, and like you got to see it, the way it breaks stuff down, but it helps you go through it and it connects the stories and stuff. But go ahead.
I have the study Bibles.
Yeah.
Yeah. I have one of those. I be trying. But needless. Huh?
You try. What's it?
Yeah, I be trying, bro. Anyway, the font is like 7 font. Like, I'm like, yo,
I
listen,
got to say mine. Yeah.
But if you Revelation is one of my favorite chapters, right? My favorite books in the Bible. And sometimes I'll be looking on what's going on in the world, and then I'll go back and I'm like, oh, is it happening now? Oh, not yet. It's getting close. You know what I'm saying? You start putting like little things, and when you start having your walk, you start seeing things differently. And I've noticed I'll start having like, if I'm saying certain words or whatever, I'll have chills about it. Or like if I'm praying, something will move me. If I'm listening to a song, a new gospel song or something, it will move me differently. And then I start laughing and I'll be like, God, you funny.
Yeah.
Well, I talk to him like I talk to y'all. I'm like, man, you funny as hell, bro. You got me crying and shit. Like, you know what I'm saying?
You got me crying.
But yeah, because it's new and it's like I start thinking about my parents and the generation before us, and I'm like, damn, I can't believe I'm starting to get here. You know what I'm
That's
saying?
the beautiful thing about faith in Christ is it's never ending. Like
Yeah.
it's always repeating itself. For me right now, I read the book of, I might butcher the name, Habakkuk yesterday. And he's basically making a complaint to God. And he's asking God, like, yo, like, all these things are happening for these people, but I know they're not righteous. Like, they're getting all these riches. He's talking about the Babylons, and he's like, they're able to get all these things, but they're not even living to your word. Like,
Right.
why? And he actually, it's in the word, and he's going to God with these complaints, and he's not even ready for an answer. He's about to be quick with a rebuttal.
Mhm.
And God's like, there's this one verse, and he's like, just stand on your watch post and watch. The righteous will, like, I'm telling you how everything's gonna play out.
Yeah.
Just stand still, stay in position, and just watch how it's gonna come back tenfold to you, to them. Like, and for me, I immediately related it back into like just life and what I'm going through as far as right now, because like with even the industry, you see a lot of numbers, like people doing big things. You see these people with these nice cars and these nice bags and these beautiful lives, and you're like, you don't deserve that. Like, I deserve that, right?
Mhm.
Like,
Yeah.
I'm staying righteous. I'm staying faithful, and I'm watching all this play out for you, and it's easy to be blinded. And then he says, like, why are you idolizing man? Like,
Yeah.
Wow.
I'm telling you what's gonna happen, and you're still idolizing them. And I think right now, especially for younger people, like, it's easy to be blinded by all these flashy
Mhm.
things, and you want to get there, but you don't
Know
know
how they
What
got
it
there.
took to
what
get
it
there.
took to get there,
Mhm.
you know?
And before, and I just want to say this before we wrap it up, I do
Yeah.
want to go back to that. Even if you read the book of Job, people got to
Oh.
understand God is with you even when you're in your hard
Mhm.
times. So just because you didn't get that Range Rover, it's not your
Mhm.
time. You get what I'm saying? So
Absolutely.
Job, he questioned God, and
Mhm.
even his wife was ready to divorce him or divorced him because she was like, "Why you still believing in this man?" And you see how he done took everything from you. Or you
Yeah.
get what I'm saying? But Job had to have that faith.
Yeah.
And that's what people have to just know. You got to have faith in God, and it'll happen for you, even if it's bad.
Mhm.
So,
Yeah.
He said, "Yep." He said, "Yep."
You got it.
Nah, it's true. Damn, all this religion talk, like
I,
it just.
I had a question.
Uh-huh.
We're gonna wrap up in a second. Do y'all think that social media is dragging us to hell? And I say this because what people do is they look at it all day. They envy people. What's one of the sins that where you all you care about is how you look and all that with
Vanity.
vanity. You know, we got a bunch of vanity.
Mm.
And so it's a lot of things that are in the Bible that's every day for social media, for the person just scrolling and looking, and you're envious and you want more and more, and you gluttony. That's the other one.
Yeah.
You know, we want more of this, and it just makes you want more things, bags, jewelry, and all of that. Sometimes I think social media is excelling the rate of, but it's also at how you consume,
It's how you
because
consume it. Yeah.
you can consume religion on there too. But I'm just saying, what are y'all thoughts on it though?
no, I definitely agree. I do feel like social media is playing a big part into making you feel less than. I say it like that. Like I find myself comparing myself to people all the time,
Mhm.
and how did they get here, as you were saying. And you said earlier, at a young age, I'm a giver. Like that's just my gift. I love to give. So tithe and offering was never nothing to me. I love paying tithe and offering, but I could look at myself and say, dang, I did all this and being obedient in this area. But my homegirl don't believe in, I'm just saying,
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
don't
yeah.
believe in paying tithe and offering. And I could see her on social media and she living the life I wish I had. So
Mhm.
I do feel like that.
What about you, Kimani? What you think?
I can agree, but I feel like it's not letting it use you and being able to use it, because that's
Mhm.
something I had to deal with. Like, I was consuming a lot on social media, and it's just like, why am I letting it consume me? You know, like, I need to. It's just being able to. I don't know. Like, I agree, but it's also like, I don't think nobody can drag you to hell on social media, but I think it can definitely, what you say, make you feel less than, and make you compare, and comparison is a thief of joy. Like, it
Mhm.
can suck the life out of you if you allow it to, because, like you were saying, like, you can control your algorithm. Like, I don't know if you guys know, but literally, if there's something that comes up on
Hit them
your
3 dots.
feed that you don't like, you click those little 3 dots and you say, don't show on my feed
Mhm.
anymore.
Sexy
I
Red
didn't
singing
even know
Michael
that.
Jackson. Don't show. Duh.
But yeah, I would just say it's like not letting it use you. Like, use it as a tool to
Yeah.
even get closer to God, get closer to the word. Like, I could pull up my feed right now,
That's how my
and all
TikTok
you're
is.
gonna see is entrepreneurship, how to make money, sales, God. Like, I've structured it in a way to where if I am doom scrolling, and even, fun fact, I'm dropping a gem for you guys right now. I have a keyboard replacement, and it's market text. And I literally, anytime I'm doom scrolling, I have a keyword replacement, and it'll say, like, I love this. I actually help people like you. So it's being able to use it.
Mhm.
Like, I be spamming, like, just on everybody's thing. Like,
I agree.
yeah.
I agree.
What do you agree with?
Everything.
I
I love it all. I love everything. Everything is nice. Everything what everybody said was amazing. You know what I'm saying?
Complain.
Yeah. No, you guys is right. It's how you consume it. It's
Mhm.
what you use it for. Yes, it can move you off your platform. You know what I'm saying? But if you allow it to, and if you have that come to Jesus moment, what I always call it, you will recognize that, hey, let me take a step back, or let me shift because I'm wilding right now.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? So it's user discretion. That's how I see it.
Yep, sure.
If you typing over
I'm typing King don't know
there.
nothing about religion. No.
No, but it's like anything else, right? Like once you start fall in love with the process, you know what I'm saying? Like everything else, you just absorb it all. Like I catch myself, like I'm watching Chosen right now, right? And I'm loving it. So now I'm one of those people, like once I get into something, I want to see the documentaries. I want to go read the book. I want to go do all that. So like now I'm learning about the 12 disciples. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, damn, all y'all was like, all y'all was messed up. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I mean? So, cause you have your own theory and way things is. And I just wish I had a time machine and I could just go back to certain points in history. Where would y'all go back to, matter of fact, if you had a time machine?
Ooh,
Ooh.
not in our own life.
Not in your own life.
Ooh, you know what? I think I would want to go back to when Jesus was here. So what that's called BC? That's before Christ.
Yeah,
Y'all know
BC.
probably. Okay, so I'll go back to when I want to be here when Jesus was here.
Oh, no.
You know,
It wouldn't. I ain't gonna front like it's because of Jesus. I would go to the 70s or the 70s. Seemed like a good time, and but I know. I was born in '86, but you know,
I got two time periods I will go back to. I will go back to slavery time. Right.
What?
I'm gonna tell you why.
What you taking with you?
I'm taking all my army gear.
Exactly.
I'm gonna be the
I
new.
knew it was a catch.
Listen, I'm gonna be the new Django. I'm the new Django. I got my gun, my vest. They never seen a nigga like this ever.
I was gonna say I'd want to go back to like the civil rights movement
Yeah.
era, and I'll be in there marching.
Martin Duck.
I would have saved him. I
Yeah.
would have saved him.
I would definitely go back to that time, and I would definitely, obviously, go back to when Jesus was alive,
Yeah,
for sure.
yeah.
And another time, I would definitely go to that medieval time period to see like the kings and stuff like that. I'll just be on my Game of Thrones shit heavy.
You know, go ahead.
No, I was just saying.
You know, you said something about going back to slavery. You know what I've always wanted to see? I know they will never do it. I want to see a reverse slavery movie so damn bad.
They're not gonna do that.
I know they would never do it. I want to see it for the simple fact. I want to see how mad those people get. This is unbelievable.
On BET, he did do an episode or something like
Yo Gotti did?
something like so that man was
But that's
power in the white man.
good.
Yeah,
Good.
yeah. Well,
It was.
you had anything else?
No.
You said what you going back to, right? Okay, yeah, cool. Well, man, this was an amazing episode as usual. You know what I'm saying? We talked about religion and everything and going back to slavery time and reverse slavery and all that. You got anything to add?
Hey man, I ain't got nothing to add, man. Thank y'all for sitting down and rapping with us and watching the show and then being a part of the show unannounced. Yeah, we appreciate that. Thank you.
No, thank you.
Do you have
Stay
anything?
ready.
Y'all have anything to say?
I'm just appreciative to be here. I'm excited. I am.
Yes. Shake the room, new co-host.
Say something. I was watching y'all stuff and I love like what y'all are doing. I am definitely a fan. Thank y'all. Thank y'all for allowing me to sit
Thank
up
you.
here.
We
I
got a
love to talk.
fan.
I went to school for communication.
Yeah.
So I used to do panels. I do radio. I do stuff like this.
Yeah.
This is my thing. I'm a journalist. So yeah.
That's awesome. That's
We
awesome.
have a fan, Lee. Look at that. Wow.
We got a fan with education.
Hey, man. So you already know it was an amazing episode. So we don't just talk.
We shake the room.
Peace.